Stop! You're not getting anywhere with this, von Borchert.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling, my dear Sarah. Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
That's what you think. The Golden Order knows exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone. As for you, nothing will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk. You've stolen something from me that I intend to get back. Where have you hidden it?
Von Borchert, you can't sell that book on the black market anymore. This is finished.
We know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right? Just tell us who the buyer is and we can make a deal.
You've no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves into. Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Stop annoying our host, Louis. Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
Just a few more minutes and my concoction will be ready. With this, your bodies will dissolve in less than 4 hours. You'll see. It loosens tongues in no time.
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me is that damn motto of yours. Always remain rational. And open. I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here. I'll take care of him.
Von Borchert! Von Borchert! Listen. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the last time. Where is Al-Azif?
Let me do this. Trust me.
Please, be my guest, Mother.
Like this game already? That's cool.
Well done, Louis. You reacted perfectly.
How do you feel, Mother?
Couldn't be better. He's alive, so I can question him after we get
You
back.
guys need to sit down.
Pity he's just a middleman. Means I haven't finished with this case.
Oh, I had a feeling you'd be running off on one of your adventures again, Mother. You know what? I'm warning you. This time, I'm coming with you.
No. Even though you impress me more and more, I have to do this on my own.
Mother, you're no spring chicken anymore.
Come on, let's go home. And don't forget to tell our men to tend to von Borchert.
What's up, Cass? Yeah, I didn't really know that this was one of those ones where you gotta pick what to do. I knew it was a narrative story game, but
Well done,
apparently
Mother.
I'm making
You
choices.
just
No,
had
it's
to pick
nothing
up
to do with the big
Bertram's
bad
trail
wolf.
on your own, didn't you? You ditched me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now he writes me to say that you've gone missing on his private island? Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock than a paradise island. The least he could do is explain to me how he managed to lose you. In any case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think
Contrary
about
to
it.
what one may be able to imagine, it was not the host himself who invited me.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both invited by Sir Holm.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Holm, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to begin.
And you, good sir, what brings you here?
Your Eminence, with all due respect, I prefer to keep my reasons for coming here to myself. I promise, it has nothing to do with the legendary party that you all
That's quite the
appear to
bust
be
on that
preparing
lady.
for.
Believe what you will, my son. However, everything is related to the legendary parties organized by our host.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that, Cardinal.
Anyway, consider yourself fortunate, young man, because there are many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
And you, Duchess? You seem to be quite accustomed to things here. Am I right?
I do not think that one can ever get accustomed to what Lord Mortimer prepares for his guests. But you are right. This is not the first time I've been on this wharf.
If you've come back again, I imagine you must find it to be of some interest.
Here, everything is possible if you make the right choices. It really is up to you whether you leave better off or not.
Please excuse me if you find me overly curious, young man. I did not mean to cause you any embarrassment. Come, Duchess. They are waiting for us.
We're moving, Monsieur Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious. If I'd known, I would have gone for a better suit.
Are you all right?
Mother? Oh shit, your hand!
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah. No one's going to find it.
Are you
What is
absolutely
happening?
sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. Just one thing left to do.
No, Mother, no, don't!
What? Have you lost your mind?
There's no other way.
If you kill me, you won't find it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it again.
No. But I trusted you.
No, Sarah. Don't. No. No!
You can run if you want to, Sarah, but you will pay when you die.
Hugh.
Louis, are you all right? What's going on? Here, take this.
I'm sorry.
Keep it. Are you better?
I'm fine. Don't worry. It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes! I'm sorry. I'm sure, yes.
Fine.
I definitely have to find Mother quickly.
Am I going crazy or what? This can't be real. The Duchess arrived with me. What's happening to me, for God's sake? I absolutely need to find you, Mother.
Louis, during the trip, I had something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
Choose your class, eh? What in the fuck?
Well, over the last few years, I've solved a number of crime cases. Like the chauffeur d'Angers, for example. Thieves that tortured their victims with burning embers.
Charming. How did you catch them?
I told the most cowardly one that the others had given him up.
Ah, and I wager your thief suddenly started to talk.
You wouldn't believe it. He told us everything. The jobs, the stashes, the names of his partners. Couldn't shut him up.
I heard about that case, but I didn't know you were the one who solved it.
I'm flattered that the news made it across the channel. And you've got a darn good memory, Duchess.
Well, they say I have the memory of two people. But please, call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis. We've already met. You do remember me, don't you?
How could I forget a woman such as yourself?
A woman such as me? What a sweet talker you are. Remind me of how we met?
Don't you remember? We bumped into each other at Mesmer's show in Paris. That fraudster had even bamboozled the Marquis of Lafayette.
You too, apparently, because I've never been to see him.
Ouch. Well, that didn't work.
Right,
only
time
choice.
to go to the manor.
Shut up.
I'm heading off. Don't get left behind.
I'm coming.
I don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
Yeah, it will. Silent. I thought this... Oh, wait, what?
Must be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters away.
Royal jelly.
Good evening, sir. May I ask your name, please?
Louis Moras de Riche.
Monsieur de Richet. Delighted to welcome you among us, sir. You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
What can you tell me about the disappearance of my mother?
2 weeks have passed since Sir's mother went missing. All the staff here have since been busy searching every nook and cranny of the island. But Sir may rest assured, we shouldn't be long in finding her.
And just what have you found so far?
It would seem that Sir's mother may be hiding on the island and regularly changing her location. But no one seems to know why she would find this behavior necessary.
What do you mean?
On several occasions, we have found leftovers of food, a few of her things, or even traces of campsites. The reason why we're searching the wharf again is because lights were spotted there last night.
No.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, none of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
And did you find anything then?
We discovered a certain amount of damage, sir, on the wooden. Of the wharf.
What type of damage?
Broken barrels, mainly. We'll do whatever is necessary to have them rapidly repaired. But quite frankly, I can't imagine what Sir's mother would have been doing with them.
What could Mother have been doing with barrels?
Nevertheless, our search of the wharf hasn't been entirely unsuccessful, though.
What do you mean?
We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief. The handkerchief is embroidered with the initials SDR. We came to the conclusion that they are the initials of Sir's mother, Sarah de Richet. I have orders to give it to Lord Mortimer as soon as I see him.
Oh, my dear. She's not the kind to go for a midnight stroll on the wharf for nothing. I've got to find out what the hell she was doing here.
Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir. The one you arrived by.
Give me the handkerchief. I'll personally show it to Lord Mortimer.
Well,
I've traveled hard for several days in order to get here.
Yes, but...
Invited by your
Give
master.
me that.
No, of course, but...
Because my mother
This
went
is
missing
sick.
right under your nose.
Sir, please.
And having only just arrived, you refused to give me her personal belongings?
Of course not, sir. It was never my intention to contradict, sir. Here you are. I must return now. It is still much to prepare in order to welcome all the guests.
It is indeed your handkerchief, Mother. You must have come here for a specific reason. I need to know what it is. Let's think. What could she have been doing out here on this wharf? Locked. I'll never get it open barehanded.
Ooh. Pick the lock. Lock picking level 3. Right on that.
A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any. Looks like a bar from an old gate. This miserable old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened. Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder. This might just come in handy.
If you knew the old days, faces were looked like that. This is from 1790. I'm not teaching. I'm talking to Cass. She says she doesn't like the way people's faces look in the game or something. Similar to like Abe Lincoln and his ancestry. See how his face was like that elongated?
Some rope.
Evolution did wonders
no
for
one's
us,
touched this
even
for a
in the
good
last
long
200
time.
years.
Let's see what's hidden inside. Ah, one of the letters is stamped with the seal of the Order. And I recognize your handwriting anywhere, Mother.
But who is this Samuel Ritter d'Auchois? Who are you writing to?
I don't recognize the name. Let's see what's inside this letter. So,
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks. Would you be so kind as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Richet.
what is your game here, Mother? Secrets, always more secrets. You've never
I'm
talked to
guessing my
anyone
effort
using
points are
language
the
like
thing in
this.
the bottom left.
Something's going on here. Who is this Samuel Ritter? And for crying out loud, who is this Manuel Godoy that you keep bringing up? Think. Godoy, Godoy, Manuel Godoy. Why does the name sound so familiar? I'm guessing he's a man of some importance. Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me. A lantern. Nothing special. This chest might belong to Duchess Hillsborough. Looks like the barrel's been broken for quite some time.
Can I go? Where do I go?
managed to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Riche, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance.
Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
Oh, confrontation.
Thank you, my son.
Each confrontation has consequences
I'd
for the rest of the
rather
story.
deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Listen, trust me, sir, and give me the letter. I'll take care of everything.
I appreciate your devotion, my son, but no thank you. Being hasty very rarely solves anything.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son, I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
My mother and I belong to the same secret organization, the Golden Order, which I joined a few years ago. Mother trained me, and I assist in her research. In other words, you can trust me.
My child, you are telling a perfect stranger that you and your mother work for a secret society.
Yeah,
It
I
would
did.
seem that discretion is not one of your specialities, my son. You will understand that it does not encourage me to put my trust in you.
Step failed.
All the same,
This is hard.
it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution?
No.
Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Only you know that, Your Eminence. If you're asking me if you can trust me, or if I can keep a secret, I would answer yes, absolutely.
I understand.
In truth, it all depends on the nature of the contents of your letter.
It is a list of names.
This list must be of extreme importance.
This is getting intriguing.
It's a list of people that your mother must help. Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
I swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret.
I did it.
Monsieur Deriche.
What's up?
Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
We looking. Many clues and items are here. Some of them will have an impact on your adventure. Don't hesitate to look. Can I unseal it? Once in my room.
Blind Oedipus. Blinded himself. What a tragic destiny.
You just said Disney.
No.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr.
First
President.
president of America.
Louis Moras de Riche. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet. And you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Riche's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Just
Not in
quiet.
the slightest.
I'm
As
listening.
for me, I've been invited by Sir Horn, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Lord Mortimer asked me to drop everything and come find my mother, who seems to have disappeared during her stay here.
Ah.
I took the first boat, and here I am.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be, sir. It's not your fault.
This invention was a huge thing, man.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friend.
Holy shit. That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apology.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up?
He's wearing that
Great
powder
start.
they used to wear back in the day, that white makeup.
Do you know that man?
Yeah, all
Sir
the rich
Gregory Holm,
old
an
bucks
English
wore it.
aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I've already eaten.
This had been long
Thus,
before
I shall be
electricity,
happy
too.
to
They have no
remain by
power,
the
of course.
If you don't mind, Gregory,
Sorry,
I'd
it's their
like
only
to meet
light
Mr.
and
Washington
candles.
Company.
Please,
They don't have
feel at
lights. That's why all
And
you
you,
see is
sir?
candles.
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision. My vision is more important. Let's follow home.
I'll follow you, sir. Mr. Washington, I hope to speak with you at greater length on another occasion. Emily, please excuse me, but I would like to speak to Sir Holm. I shall see you later.
My friend, I hope our dear Giovanni is well.
The troubles in France have fatigued him, but he will recover slowly. Do not fear. He apologizes for remaining in Rome. The voyage was too much for him.
And right he was too. The mildness of the Mediterranean, eh?
That's also not his real hair.
Come, sit
That's a
down and
wig.
have something to eat, my friend. You look rather pale. Excuse me, sir. I have been neglecting my duty. I haven't introduced myself. Sir Gregory Holm, an old friend of Lord Mortimer's.
A real
Probably,
pleasure,
yeah, they
sir.
wore makeup.
You who must be well used to the court of France. How do you find this peaceful little haven?
Charming if I hadn't come here for disturbing reasons.
Yes, I heard the news. What a story.
Indeed. I wanted to ask you. You seem to know my mother well. Is that true?
Who does not know of her, sir? She has such a wide circle that everyone knows your mother from a distance or closer.
Everyone knows Sarah, my son.
But you only know her by her reputation.
I remember she once worked for the Crown of England and that she always honors her engagements. However, we have never been personally introduced, sadly.
Well, if I'm to believe my vision, you're not going to get along with her.
Thank you for your answers, Sir Holm. But I beg your pardon. I get the impression I know you. Have we met?
Except in my dreams, of course.
Not that I remember, young man. Perhaps you are mistaking me for another member of the Chamber of Lords. What with the wig and the powder, it wouldn't be the first time.
No, you were definitely the one I saw threatening my mother.
I thought... Never mind. It'll come back to me. Would you allow me one last question, sir?
Who's this?
I don't want to
sitting
take up all
at
your
the
time.
fire?
Please, go ahead.
goodness.
What do you want to know?
Do you know the reason for my mother's presence here?
I haven't the slightest idea. No. She was invited by Lord Mortimer.
But you don't know why.
Well, not really. I was given to understand that your mother was looking
Do you
for
want to tell me why you were
And do
invited
you know how
here?
long
by-
my mother and Lord Mortimer have known each other?
several years, I believe. They seemed to know each other for quite a while. But it was the first time that Lord Mortimer had invited her to join us here.
Good.
So why
And
do you guys
finally,
join here?
Would it be possible for me to speak with
I'm
Lord Mortimer
talking
this
not
evening?
to use.
I'm terribly sorry, no, he really is quite unavailable. But please rest assured that everyone is doing their best to find your mother.
All the same, it's not the Chateau de Versailles. It can't be that difficult to find her.
Worry not, my son. I am persuaded that we shall find the famous Sarah de Riche. No doubt with new adventures to share, huh?
No!
Elizabeth! I should have insisted that you rest in your room.
Do you want me to call someone?
Let me handle this. I'm used to this kind of thing. Miss, can you hear me?
Leave me.
Her breathing is becoming stable and her heart rate too.
He's the guy that owns this thing.
Pale
We don't really know who.
complexion,
It's Lord
thin,
Mortimer. We don't
broken
know.
nails, an enormous scar on her temple, tattoos on her hands.
I think
don't
he
know
has
what
something to do with
happened
this
to
Golden Order and the
her. Looks
occult.
like you've been through hell.
And he obviously owns this big house.
Can you tell me something about her?
We haven't met him yet, though.
Who is this young lady?
Elizabeth Adams. She's come to the island for a course of treatment, to rest.
For a course of treatment?
That's right. The seer can do wonders.
Dude got a wicked hairy mole on his face.
Are you all right, Elizabeth? Do you feel any better?
When did she arrive?
Too big boy. Look at
4
the hairs
days
coming
ago.
out of that beast.
Okay. My mother had already gone missing.
It's not
She
his
just
mom.
regained consciousness and she immediately reaches for her brooch. I don't know exactly what it means to her, but obviously it's got to be something important.
Are you all right, Elizabeth? You gave us quite a fright.
Take it easy, miss.
Let me. I just need to get back to my room.
Of course, my dear. Go ahead.
You saw
Pardon me?
didn't be segni della bestia.
Sorry, Your Eminence. I don't speak Italian.
Ah, forget it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I do.
Gentlemen,
You
it's
saw it,
getting
didn't
late.
you? He said.
It's time for everyone to go to bed.
Because I unlocked the tray to
Long day.
translate it. That's why he said it twice. So he just spoke Italian to me. Wonder who that guy is. Piaggi. Some Italian guy.
It's all the more delicate.
He's the one
I'll
from
see
Rome.
what I can do, but the case I'm on at the moment might well leave me with very few opportunities. Well, I am
These are real
impressed with all
people.
this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Oh, it's naughty to tell lies. Bet my life that you were talking about something totally different from the decoration of the manor. But, to find out what, I should have stayed with them. Too bad.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal.
Yeah, there's apparently famous
But I must say,
art
he
pieces
does
too.
have
What is
some
that one? That's the god of
outstanding
thunder,
pieces.
Zeus, right?
So,
What is the statue
who's
of
that
it?
young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
There's
Elizabeth
apparently a lot of
Adams?
Easter eggs of actual famous arts, and things like that.
Just mentioning Elizabeth totally changed Washington's attitude. Looks like he just saw a ghost.
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence. On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your room.
So it is one of the other, the one that'll stay. It's gonna be bad still. It's because I've already searched that, right? Or checked this.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
Enter the corridor. I'm looking for things though.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Napoleon Bonaparte. It's Napoleon's room, bro. Napoleon's in this game.
Monsieur Jacques Peru.
Jacques Peru. Were all these guys alive at the same time? Wasn't Napoleon alive when George Washington
A
was?
few leaves out of an old encyclopedia. Decorum guide.
This place is huge.
Devil's Thorn.
Oh, I know probably where it is. I'm just looking. Guys, I know where it is, probably. I'm just looking around. Because I'm curious. I feel like I'm doing circles. This place is massive. Maybe I'm not doing circles. Maybe this is a big circle, but I see.
President George Washington.
There's George Washington's room. It's like in his own little corridor corner. Yeah, I was back at the start. I had to go the other way from where I went. Oh yeah, definitely does. It wants me to go to my room.
Huh, that's me.
This is my room.
Right. So what shall I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do? Damn. Can't wait to open it, but I gave my word to Piaggi, so... Too bad.
I
I'll
think
wait until I
Piaggi's
hand it
on
to
my
Mother.
side. So.
Wow. Nice room.
We already figured
Mortimer
out
sure
that
doesn't do things
Piaggi and my
halfway.
mom were in the same secret society.
Saint
So.
Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices.
Saint Jerome the Angel, that painting's called.
Saturn devouring his son. Again? I saw the same theme in the hall. I wouldn't like to be his son. Judith beheading Holofernes. Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist represented herself as Judith beheading her mentor, who had raped her.
Jesus.
Saint Francis of Assisi in ecstasy, before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda purposes. The conversion of St. Paul by Caravaggio. It's incredible. It doesn't look like a copy, but I was sure the original was in Rome.
Nope. I need to use a skill point to get it. That's what I want.
Amber crystals. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Honey, the remedy of the gods. A ruble.
Picking up stuff. And all kinds of goodies. What's in here? No, this is somebody else's room, I think. Or maybe this is my room. No, this is my room. My room's huge. Apparently it's got 2 rooms. And this is the bedroom of my room, I think. For crying out loud. Why you grabbed him and pushed him? Go get the... What's this? Success. I went up to the manor, found clues about my mother on the docks, convinced Piaggi to trust me with his letter. I met Mr. Washington. I chose to join Sir Holm in the small salon. I noticed a strange talisman. I observed Sir Holm. I did not find all the clues about my mother on the docks. Didn't pick up the book on the quay. I could have remained in the Grand Hall to speak with George Washington, but I didn't.
It's mostly you. It's mostly you and the cat. Why does it say episode 1?
Because there's more than one episode. Can you move away from the screen? Thanks. This is interesting. I'm waking up. I think now he's streaming. Maybe not though, I don't know.
Your turn? The servants are not very efficient.
Derichet can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted, given that they must keep an eye on Adams.
I can take care of her, you know.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do thank you for bringing her to the...
guy.
From what I've understood, the search of Derichet's room hasn't turned up any results.
They're searching my
Not
room.
yet, no. But we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
This is
Louis
my
grows
dreaming, so it's like a
impatient
dream or a
not yet
vision.
having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
So I'm meeting Lord Mortimer when I wake up.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight at the start of the game. Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear. I'll have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself.
This
I know
is
my way
mysterious
out.
fuck.
Good evening, gentlemen. Please forgive me for this late hour.
It is never too late. And we have much to discuss. One last move?
Don't worry. Our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this. Come, take a seat, my friend.
No, it's just a vision. That was their room. Yeah, that's Napoleon, that guy.
A little nighttime stroll, Mr. President?
There's nothing like it for a good night's sleep.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
The corridors seem quite safe.
Peppermint, lion flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
See, it just flashed back because he knocked on my bedroom door, my room door.
I'm coming.
George Washington came to speak with me.
Dear Monsieur de Richet, please excuse me, but I am unable to join you at present. However, rest assured that we are doing all we can to resolve the case that concerns us. By the way, enclosed, you will find a key that will enable you to retrieve the personal effects your mother left behind. Yours faithfully, Lord William Mortimer. Dear Monsieur de Richet,
Circle-shaped key. Or you can wait
Great.
at the door.
Honey. The torture of Ixion.
I know,
Condemned by
it's
the
Mr.
gods to lose
President.
his mind because of his arrogance.
George Washington.
The incredulity of St. Thomas.
Yeah, that's great. My
Why
phone's
is
charging and
Caravaggio
not on,
representing
so
St. Thomas putting his
I don't give
finger
a
in
fuck.
the wound? Thomas looks on, but
Dear
doesn't
Monsieur.
touch.
Damn.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all
This
ye
is
who
where I
enter here.
was. So it
Lovely
just
lectures
connects.
mortar Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices. There's a circle around the lock here.
Yeah, we have that key.
Must be the truck Mortimer was talking about. The key should open it. There's a note. Effects of Sarah de Richer to be given to her son, Louis. I should probably take it.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Excuse me. Am I bothering you?
We started to. No.
No, not in the least. Something wrong?
I'm going to need your help. Do you remember the young lady we spoke of in the hall?
Yes.
No. What's her name again?
Elizabeth Adams. Well, she is the daughter of my friend, the Vice President, John Adams. But she is supposed to be dead.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
bizarre. Fair enough.
I knew
Good
Elizabeth
heavens.
Adams had to be somebody.
I was present at
I
her
forgot
funeral.
about fucking John
It
Adams
is
being
disturbing
the
indeed.
Vice President. at the time.
Yes. I need to make sure it's her. That's where you come in. I want you to distract Elizabeth while I search her room. And perhaps get my hands on some important information. At least I hope so. Elizabeth is in the small salon. If you hurry, you can still catch her. I just need 10 minutes.
But if my vision is true, there are two men nearby discussing very important issues, and one of them looks much like Mortimer. Washington is very kind, but I came to this island for my mother, not for his ghost stories.
Sorry, George.
Sir, I don't feel well. I'm going to have to decline.
I see. Well, I hope you won't be needing my help one day.
I must
Well,
act swiftly.
shit.
I'll search my room later.
Pissed George Washington off. George Washington. No, I'm not. I said I'm not helping. I told George Washington I wasn't helping him. So now he's like, I hope you won't need my
Louis,
help one day.
Straying from your objective. Louis, you're straying from your objective.
Yeah.
Monsignor, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Which door is it? The other way?
Duke Manuel Godoy. I recognize this part of the corridor. I'm close. Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Good evening, sir. I'm sorry, but an important meeting is underway. My instructions are to let no one pass.
Guess
Tell me,
what,
my
buddy?
good man.
Sir?
Let me through. I'm in a hurry and they've already begun.
Sorry, sir, but no one is permitted to enter.
First, you delayed me at the dock. Then, at the buffet, you spilled red wine all over me. Then, you put my luggage in the wrong room.
It wasn't me, sir.
Don't try to trick me with the mask like last year. You've taken a dislike to me, and I don't know why, but it's too much. Let's pay a visit to Sir Home right now.
I beg you, sir, please enter. My apologies, and I hope the rest of your stay will prove satisfactory.
That's what I thought. I don't know. He's vulnerable, though. Okay, we're in Napoleon's room now.
My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland,
This is so
Corsica,
cool.
toward open warfare between France and England. His men
Open
are
warfare
everywhere.
between France and
We are
England.
obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days.
Isn't that when Napoleon was slayed?
They targeted us.
In one of those wars?
You
I know
hold
he
our
was
destiny.
killed young in a war.
You're a loving mother. It's a beautiful weapon.
Yeah, it's
Look at
Napoleon's
Damask
sword, bro.
blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles. Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
He's also vulnerable.
The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
Immune. He's oh, discovered immunity. Never mind. What's he immunity to? Immune to.
I can't hear anything here. I've got to find another spot.
Shoot.
Honey. I couldn't have hoped for better.
I know another spot. Oh, I know.
This window opens onto the balcony. Okay, so that means the other room must be on my right.
Trade unlocked Wiley.
Sir, I understand your eagerness, but the pressure on my family complicates the task.
Relax, my friend. Your relatives will soon be safe.
So what I saw in my vision really did happen. Well, I hope I haven't missed anything important.
I thank you so much.
Don't mention it. Now that's settled, let us speak about your support.
Yes. You mentioned earlier some assistance from the Golden Order?
Absolutely. I have concluded an agreement with their leader, Lady Sarah Faustine de Richet.
Another case that Mother didn't tell me about.
The funds from the order will finance the building of a foundry in Tuscany. You will soon be able to count on 100 or more cannons for your future campaigns.
I was not expecting so much help from you. When can I meet this de Richet?
Well, unfortunately, something has cropped up. De Richet has disappeared.
Disappeared? What, here?
Yes, but the staff are redoubling efforts to find her, I assure you.
So the agreement, is it on or off?
It is on. Her right-hand man has just arrived here to help us find her. And it is
Based 8
none
years
other than
before
her son,
George Washington
Louis
died.
Maurice de Richet. I wager he will ensure
He
his
died in
mother's commitments
1799, and this is
Louis.
1792.
Not an easy name to live with in these times.
Of course. But from now on, you will deal with him.
This man, it can only be Mortimer.
Very well.
Napoleon
seek
was
him
also
out.
alive at this time.
Yeah.
Wow. Napoleon would have been around 40 or 50 at this age. Shit.
Well, I better get away from here.
Important time in history it was.
Louis?
Emily? I can explain.
Perhaps, but remains. Still,
But first, you could perhaps remove the blade from my throat?
you have 10 seconds to explain your presence here.
Emily, we both know you're not going to kill anyone this evening.
Be careful. I might have to cut you off.
Wait. Let's talk about this misunderstanding.
What are you doing in my room?
First of all, let's keep calm. My being here is just a coincidence. Anyway, I seriously doubt what I'm doing in your room is really the question that interests you. Now, is it?
Clever boy. So answer the question that does interest me. What were you really doing on the balcony?
A young soldier arrived this evening. Someone was waiting for him in his room. I wanted to find out more, and what I heard was worth the risk.
All right, go on. Has this anything to do with the Order? Oh, yes. Washington informed me you were part of the Order.
You too? You're part of this too?
Yes. Now answer. Do these events concern me? Do they involve the Golden Order?
More and more I get the feeling that something serious has happened to my mother. So if disturbing your sleep in the middle of the night helps me find her, I have no regrets.
That is the most sincere thing you have said to me since we began. All right, Louis, I might have overreacted a bit. Please do excuse me, but next time, please try knocking on my door. I'd be delighted to open it for you.
Well, I'll remember in that case. Good night, Emily.
I could have went through her room to begin with, but it
Good
told
night,
me not to.
Louis.
Oh my goodness, hello, girl. Jesus, Christmas Eve. Nobody. Build the conditions detailed in the talents menu to unlock permanent bonus.
Your Eminence, what are you doing here?
I wanted to speak to you about something important. Do you still have my letter on you? The one I gave you in the hall?
Why do you ask?
I have a name to add to it.
Here it is.
Thank you, my son.
Sealed, isn't it? Beauty.
Ah, I see that it's still sealed. I was right to put my trust in you, Luis.
I'm
Give me
faithful.
1 second, please.
I unlocked the trait of being faithful.
I can't imagine what would have happened if I hadn't added this name to the list. Please be sure to give this letter to Sarah the moment you see her.
You can count on it.
Have a good night.
I can see it.
You see the cold.
This is my.
I'm exhausted. Better go to bed.
Well, I wonder if it'll recover
I'll search
all of
my
my.
room tomorrow. Mother
there.
stayed here right before me. You never know. And Mortimer had better show up.
So I'm assuming that was all the same day / night. It could have prevented a violent confrontation. It could have helped Mr. Washington with this project. Yeah. He gave me 3 points.
Alright. In my vision yesterday, I saw that Mother had this room before me. I better search the room. Who knows? Maybe she left me something behind.
Didn't I search the fucking room already?
Nothing. The torture of Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lecture. Golden elixir.
Golden elixir.
Look. Markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage. Oh, this bookcase is well stocked. Oh, this book has been put back the wrong way round. A Voyage Around the World. The travel log of the explorer, Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. One of Mother's favorite books. What a coincidence. And I don't believe in coincidences. It's just too much. I don't know what's going on here, but if you felt threatened, I'll bet you'd leave a clue, wouldn't you, Mother?
That's a pretty good damn clue, isn't it?
Found it. A faint sign of the order. Barely visible. Mother, you undoubtedly must have hidden a clue in this book. Let's see if I can find anything else in this room. The paper's rougher around the writing. The paper's moist here. Very light stain, barely visible. And the smell reminds me of something. I'm not far from solving the puzzle. I must keep searching. Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice, strong coffee though.
You guys forgot them?
Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, Saturn devouring the sun.
Be careful with those.
I saw the same theme in the hall. I wouldn't like to be
Spill
a
it all
son.
over the place.
Inferno by Dante.
Make the cake come up
Abandon
again.
hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures, Mortimer. I haven't even had time to unpack my cases.
Dear Monsieur de Richet.
I haven't even had time to unpack my cases. Writing material.
I can't.
From what I
Can't
see,
now.
no ink's ever been used on this quill. The smell reminds me of something. It smells like lemon. That's odd. Let's recap. My mother was in this room. I found a rare edition of her favorite book. She must have left something behind. She applied a liquid to the book. She must have used the writing materials. The quill has been used, but not with regular ink. A message using invisible ink. I bet she used a lemon to leave a message. Now, how do I reveal the message? message is illegible. I have to keep searching.
We'll step back.
The message is illegible.
Fuck off, fly.
I have to keep searching.
Why can't I walk? I'm like froze or something.
The message is illegible. I have to keep searching.
I think I froze. Oh, I fixed it. Now I probably just broke myself again.
Illegible. I have to keep searching.
Yeah, it's weird.
Damn, I'm making a serious mess here. It's no good. It might have worked if the writing had left marks on the paper, but no. There's only traces of lemon. Luckily, I've only put ash on part of the message.
Shit.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer is giving to his guests. Very jolly. Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice, strong coffee, though. Aha! It's working! The heat reveals the message. Let's see what my mother wrote. Where all eyes size you up, you must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the name of Medusa in Greek mythology. On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it. And judging by the number of paintings in the manor, could be anywhere. Damn! The message continues, but thanks to me, the rest of the text is unreadable. Great. I hope it wasn't a unique edition or Mother's gonna kill me. Now I better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
Sir, dinner
So there's a
is served in
Medusa
the red
painting?
salon.
Typical.
I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Is that what we're saying
Sir
here?
Hole requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
If I know what this painting looks like.
If I get a chance, I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests.
I can't do nothing, no. I don't have any means to recover points.
Let no one disturb me. I'm busy.
Too bad. I'll see him later. That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
destroyed, dude.
Looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals.
Consume?
Well, see what it tastes like. Ugh. I really need to stop tasting everything I find. An old sesterce from Roman Gaul. A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society. June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotion. August 24th, 1792. Elizabeth, I am driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. 3rd of November, 1791. My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart.
That's some 5-circle key or whatever that is.
Looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals.
Devil's Thorn.
My dear Elizabeth,
why did I get a key?
looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals. President George Washington.
This is where I was going.
Monsieur Johann von Wunder.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet. I really need to talk to you.
Hello. You're Elizabeth Adams, aren't you?
Yes, I regret that we haven't been properly introduced.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to your eye?
I had a bad fall.
Looks more like a punch to me.
My eye's nothing. Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
Excuse me, but speaking frankly, why would you care?
I know your mother very well.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you.
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed, no. I remember her stare, cold as ice. Her sadistic hands pressing over my mouth to silence me while I screamed in pain. I remember her knees, too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother.
Questioning skill.
Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
Elizabeth, confiding in me might ease your burden. Let me relieve you of some of your suffering.
Relieve me? Do you even hear yourself? Do you really think that by confiding in my torturer's son, I will be healed as if by magic? That it will bring my smile back, or let me sleep at night? Look, you don't seem like a bad person, and I'm sorry you have to find out your mother's true colors like this. But I'm not going to pity you. Everybody has their cross to bear. I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they? Take your father. I'm sure he tried everything to save you.
Sure, he tried everything to keep me from upsetting his political affairs. Once I was declared insane, I was nothing but a burden that got in the way of his career. By leaving me with your mother, he made all the horrors possible. I've got nothing more to say to you. Figure it out yourself.
Well, she's a bitch.
Crucifixion of St. Peter. He was crucified upside down, out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service, day and night, sir.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately, I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir, and I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
I still haven't quite recovered after that boat crossing. Would you happen to have any devil's thorn by any chance?
I am sorry, sir, but the devil's thorn may be just a plant, but it is also a powerful psychotropic drug that causes undesirable diuretic effects. I would advise against sir taking any.
Brandon, I know that he has a beard.
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by
You do
Goethe,
what?
sir, and I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend sir a book. Such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch, biography of the great men.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He apparently has all kinds of information. Those are just items. That's a way you can farm items if you have the traits, obviously, I noticed. But it doesn't give you jelly. Like, I need royal jelly. The red salon.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
Dear friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary
This is sick.
Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge.
That's sick.
Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
I wonder if any of these guys all got together at one
Tells me
point.
to come urgently, and he sends no one to meet me?
Like, obviously world leaders do now, but...
Please feel at home.
Peru looks totally out of place here.
Fucking right he does.
He's counting the 10 sets of cutlery around each plate? The man is completely lost.
Thank you again for the wine.
As if Von Old...
It is served every day at the king's table. I am
That's to do with the beard.
Volner and Piaggi seem to be getting along well.
Wolner.
My dear Johann, how
German
are
chancellor.
Glad to
before
make
they were
landfall
chancellors.
at last. And yourself.
you? Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too, as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware.
Who is
the
this?
French
That's
are
Emily.
capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
I don't see how.
Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Southern, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favorite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table.
So this
The
girl's
finest
Emily
wines of the
Fitzgerald, the
century were
Duchess of
present.
And the
Leinster.
last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury
That's who
was
she's
still in
based
ruins.
off of.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage
Lady
reopened
Emily
just
Lennox.
before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved. Just mentioning that orphanage broke right through Emily's hard shell.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
What do you think of Volner?
If you had helped me last night, I might have been willing to answer you. But that was not the case.
Monsieur de Richet, it would seem
Fair
we
enough,
have
George.
common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Huh? What?
Mom, what did he say?
Lord
Why are you
Mortimer
speaking
and
French?
the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial
George
agreement.
Washington
Stay
isn't
composed,
French.
Louis. I'm listening.
Louis de Richet
An
is
agreement
French,
for
probably.
cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that
Napoleon's
you
French.
are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about our disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
Absolutely. 50,000 louis d'or in hard cash.
The offer I'm talking about was for only 20,000 louis d'or, Monsieur de Richet. The truth is, you really have no idea about our agreement. So, you're wasting my time. I need to work with people I can have confidence in, sir.
The exact numbers may have escaped me. I suggest you wait for my mother's return in order to manage such details.
I have one last question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
I think what France is lacking today is a truly strong leader ready to govern her. Someone who will restore her luster, who will propel her forward so once again she becomes a proud nation respected by all. A man capable of both rebuilding the country from the inside and, at the same time, developing exterior relations. Someone with a vision, I think. The right person still remains to be found.
You're right, my friend. I hear your words, and I agree. Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you.
Well, Napoleon's on my
I
side.
hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the Revolution in France. Mr. Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture, and please know that I, too, am delighted to have met you.
Napoleon likes me, yay.
My friends, I would like to say a few words, please. I would like to thank Lord Mortimer and you, Sir Holmes, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
That's funny.
I trust you shall not be disappointed.
I'm
Mr.
getting
Washington.
more and more why they say that literally said this game is probably a work of fiction. Shit, I fucked up.
Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be
Like, why wouldn't you just say,
well,
yeah, it's a work
Lord
of
Mortimer,
fiction,
I hope.
or it's completely
Until
real?
then, I trust
Thing
you will
is,
find plenty to keep you
it's
amused.
all historical figures, mostly historical data, but an original story that's filling in the blanks of what they didn't know or what you know. So that's why it's probably not true or like fake. But you just never know because it was fucking 200 years ago. We don't know for sure what happened then. Much as history tells us, you know.
Alright, let's recap. Before dinner, I was going to investigate my mother's message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up.
All signs. Yeah, I know. Psychology, etiquette, conviction, politics. Yes, the Medusa painting. What does the Medusa painting look like? Does anybody know?
Well, Your Eminence, do you still have any room left?
Ah, my son, this
I mean, I know it's
going
gonna look exactly like the historical painting Medusa.
Nevertheless, what a charming moment we have had together. I'm delighted I was able to talk to Mr. von Wollner. We hadn't spoken to each other for an eternity.
Yes. I noticed that Your Eminence
Is
knew
it
a
by
fair
Da
number of
Vinci?
people at the table.
The benefit
Oh
of
no, it's
age,
by
my son.
Caravaggio.
This isn't my first invitation to Lord Mortimer's. You will see. It's the perfect
I see what
place
it
to make
is.
news.
The moment she was executed.
Indeed, I noticed that
by
you and
pursuit.
Mr. Bonaparte had already begun.
Ah, I adapt quickly to local customs. It's what I was taught.
And
I
you
know
are
what I'm
right
looking
to
for.
do
It's a
so.
circular painting.
But
Is
tell
it?
me, have you had any news of your mother since your arrival?
I mean, there's
Alas,
a couple of
still
them.
nothing, Your Eminence. But I still haven't been able to meet Lord Mortimer.
No,
Do not worry.
it's a
It is
circular one.
typical of him. What can I say?
What I'm looking
Lord
for.
Mortimer is a very busy man. I should think you are beginning to worry.
To tell you the truth, not really.
You are right. Be positive. Perhaps Sarah is in the company of Lord Mortimer, and they will both turn up shortly.
But while I have you with me, I have a question for you.
Go ahead, Louis. What can I do for you?
As I haven't visited all the manor yet, I wondered if you hadn't seen a Medusa by any chance.
That would be
I beg
helpful.
your pardon?
Yes,
A painting.
La Gorgogne, the Medusa from Greek mythology. Would you have seen one in any shape or form?
Not at all, my son. I'm not sure what you're getting at, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be of any use to you.
That painting.
Thank you anyway, Your Eminence. I won't take up any more of your
Pretty
time. On that
sure.
last word, then I shall leave you to fight your demons. See you later.
Pretty sure we're looking for a
See you
painting.
later, my son.
Great, you fucking didn't help me nothing.
Amber crystals.
Key with an occult earth symbol. Oh my word. What?
Atreus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it. A few pages out of an old encyclopedia.
That's a big ass library. Where the fuck am I in these guys' mansion? There's like literally millions of books there. There's the Last Supper. That's crazy. I recognize that painting. There's the other one. There's the Napoleon battle or whatever, or General Wolfe's battle.
Where all eyes size you up.
Chances
Icarus.
are, that's the room my mother spoke of.
The Flight of Icarus painting.
And she also spoke of a Medusa. Should I go and try to find the creature now?
Yeah, this is cool.
An allegory regarding the declaration of the rights of men. That's the least you could say. Liberty or death by Regnault. Well, I'll take liberty, please. But I do understand his choice, even though it seems radical.
Ah, painting by Ingres.
Molière dining with Louis XIV.
The king's posture is surprising.
It's almost as if he's addressing someone in the assembly. The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci.
The Last Supper by
last day
Leonardo da
before his
Vinci.
crucifixion, Jesus announces that he will be betrayed by one of his disciples.
That's sick.
Golden elixir.
That's one of the most famous paintings in the world, along with the Mona Lisa. Fuck, this game's a fucking piece of art, isn't it? Literally.
Song of Roland.
Ah, François Premier, Receiving the Holy Family, a painting by Raphael. Amber crystals.
Nice. Another effort fragment.
The Fall of Phaeton, another painting by Rubens. Poor Phaeton.
Where's the
struck
General
by
Wolf
lightning for
one?
borrowing his father's chariot and losing control of it. Moral: don't steal Dad's chariot. Painting with no name.
That's Mortimer, I bet you.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
There she is. That's Medusa, and apparently it was a damn bust. A statue.
I've got to find out what Mother was trying to do with her. The Medusa. A hero armed with a sword.
Oh, we got a puzzle or something.
A hero with a lantern. And the last one holding a shield. I'll stake my life on it. All the statues form a single scene together. The poor devils are about to face the beast. Let's give them a helping hand.
Uh-huh. Find the solution to the Medusa enigma.
The origin of myths. A reinterpretation of legendary creatures. Just what I need. The text is in French on the left-hand page and in Latin on the right hand. Let's find the chapter on the Medusa. Hang on. This version is significantly different from the regular one. It recounts how men have always belittled women in society. Harpies, mermaids, the chimera, the hydra, the gorgons. Ah, the section on the Medusa. While some of the heroes divert attention from the gorgon, the hero with the sword brandishes his weapon at the Medusa. Hang on. This version is significantly different from the regular one. It recounts how men have always belittled women in society. Harpies, mermaids, the chimera, the hydra, the gorgons.
So I can read it in French as well because he is
While
French.
some of the heroes divert attention from the
But it's the same
the hero
thing.
with the sword brandishes his weapon.
So it's just re-translated text. I can read the page. Oh, that's because it's English, French, and then I gotta read the page in Latin with level 3, but I can't. I don't have linguistics. I don't get that hint. So obviously you point the sword at the Medusa. I have a guess for this, but this one's already... What is she looking at, though? She has to...
The mechanism is worn here. Whenever the shield is not turned toward the sword, the machinery freezes up. The statue must have been in this position most of the time.
Towards the
betrayed
sword.
by the marks of time. So that makes it easy. The shield must face the sword.
I'm already doing that, yeah? I already faced it towards the sword, correct? Yeah, it is. So that's right. I know the sword's right.
When I see the lantern and the shield, I can't help thinking back to my childhood. Mr. Dorfer, our teacher. As soon as the sun came out, I got a kick out of distracting him with the inkwell by deflecting the light with it. I'd turn it in such a way as to direct a spot of light onto his face, not strong enough to dazzle him, but just enough to annoy him. Hey, what if I tried to annoy the Medusa with a lamp on the shield? Position it just right, and it might work.
For Pete's sake, Emily! You scared the pants off me. Don't ever do that again.
Well, keep your nose out of my business then.
I don't know what you're talking about.
First my room, now here. Stop following me, you're becoming a nuisance.
Wait a minute. You're not implying that I'm here to court you, are you?
Oh, Louis, I'm just stating the obvious. You wouldn't be the first, rest assured.
Yeah, this is embarrassing. The worst thing is it seems to be working.
Stop fooling around and tell me what you're doing here.
Oh yeah? So tell me what you're doing here. Yeah, just like me.
Probably, but I asked the question first.
Well then, we'll pretend you haven't asked me yet.
What about a little gallantry, Louis? Come on, I'm listening. What are you doing here?
Since you insist, Duchess, gallantry obliges this. Ladies first.
You just won't give in, will you?
I'm sorry, madam. It isn't in my nature.
Well, no matter. I'll tolerate your presence this one time. Now, since you're here, make yourself useful. Look around on your side. I'll do the same on mine. And if you find anything of interest, let me know.
Yeah, in your dreams. At your service, madam. A golden fleece.
It's freezing. Hurry up.
Cold? You want a rug? It'll warm you up.
I wouldn't be caught dead in that horrible thing.
That's a pity. The gold color brings out your eyes.
And your flattery brings out your boorishness.
An unofficial gospel? You'd be more likely to find this kind of book at the Vatican.
Nothing special. The library at Buckingham has 3.
How did the English manage to get their hands on them?
When someone wants to attract the attention of the world's leading power, somehow the gifts just pour in.
You wouldn't have gone to the Vatican recently, would you?
Are you calling me a thief?
Certainly not. Never entered my mind.
A Greek drachma. One of the rare ancient coins to be mentioned both in the Bible and in the Quran.
Guess what I found?
The Holy Grail.
Older than that.
A piece of Noah's Ark.
Not that old.
This could go on for hours. Just tell me.
Caesar's laurel wreath. I can just see Mortimer dressed in a toga, wearing a laurel wreath, strutting around his manor all day long.
You have a curious idea of Mortimer.
Why? He's eccentric, like all the English are, isn't he?
Well, if Peru stands for French grace, then if I were you, I wouldn't be making that sort of remark.
Your face is so messy, Carmen.
Oh, looks like a pamphlet on different political regimes, written by Mortimer himself.
You should see this sword, Emily. It's magnificent.
I'm busy. Describe it to me.
Fuck, I don't even know. I'm curious what it is,
This
though.
weapon is typically French, quite old, undoubtedly goes back to the Crusades. If it is a true Damask sword, the kingdom.
Which one's French? It's not Genghis Khan. Was Arthur French or Joan of Arc? Pretty sure it was King
I
Arthur.
think this is Excalibur, King Arthur's sword. I've always dreamt of drawing it from the stone.
How sweet. You're still clinging to your boyhood dreams. When you finished playing, maybe you can help me search the place?
The globe.
Amber.
Here's something interesting. A manor in Maine, hundreds of acres of land in Catalonia, properties in Shanghai. Incredible. Some of these deeds are over 600 years old, and all signed by the hand of Mortimer.
I wonder if that's what inspired my mother's attention. How come all these documents have Mortimer's signature on them?
Do you think all these properties really belong to him?
Several people have played the part of Mortimer, a part that has been passed down from generation to generation. Different men, but with one sole identity.
An intriguing hypothesis, and yet less twisted than some of my previous cases.
At last, you finally
Was
agreed
it
with
Joan
me
of
about
Arc?
something.
Oh
These
shit,
documents
Cass.
are intriguing, but do you really think that's what attracted your mother's attention here?
And how do you know my mother was interested in this room?
I didn't know, I just supposed she was. And you just confirmed it. So,
It was Joan of Arc,
do
so
you
I knew
think
she had a
found
sword.
what she came for?
They all had swords.
I don't know. She was obsessed with Mortimer, and I must confess, these property deeds are troubling.
If that's the case, why would she have left them?
Once again, I don't know. We'll have to ask her when we find her. And what's your take? Why keep such a collection hidden in a secret room? Any thoughts?
Mortimer has every reason in the world to conceal it, even if only to keep it from people like us.
Hey, Emily, we're not thieves. We're only looking. I wonder why my mother didn't make it clear what she was interested in here.
She didn't have time to write it down, or maybe she wasn't sure of what she was looking for.
Or she wanted to protect her discoveries. It's disturbing.
You'll
Clearly
just
me
have
and
to
Emily
search
are on the
rest of
same
room.
side.
Maybe you'll find something. What is that you found?
A cameo pendant. What's going on?
Nothing.
For crying out loud, Emily, you lunged for that jewel like your life depended on it. Tell me what this is about.
No. I can't trust a man who sneaks into my room in the middle of the night.
Are you really gonna use that against me every time we meet?
It's difficult to pretend nothing happened. We just met, Louis. I like you, but I can't just suddenly open myself up like a book to you.
Listen, Emily. It seems pretty obvious to me that you haven't come here for the sole purpose of sampling Mortimer's cellar.
Stop all the clever evasions and just trust me.
And why the hell should I place my trust in you, Louis?
I'm screwed.
You trusted me last night. My being in your room was a bit odd, I'll give you that. And you might have taken me for a thief, or worse. But I managed to explain myself, right? Look at us. I wonder what Mortimer would think if he found us here. Let's trust each other, Emily. We are partners in crime now.
That I grant you. I'll admit you are fairly reliable.
That's it? I was expecting more.
Well, I'm prepared to trust you when it comes to choosing a French cheese. But I've nothing to gain by confiding in you any further than that.
Nothing to gain? Damn it, Emily! I'm only trying to help you. Stop needing to gain something all the time.
Because you think I need help?
Just like everyone. You have your strengths and your weaknesses. And there's no use pretending otherwise.
Ha! And I bet you found out where I'm weak, haven't you?
Bribery, lies, double talk. I find it hard to imagine you speaking the special language required when dealing in politics.
My friend, I belong to the English aristocracy. I am married to a duke. I regularly rub shoulders with the powerful of the Chamber of Lords. And whenever Mortimer wants to have the ear of the Queen,
I knew she was
I'm the one he
fucking
turns
married to the Earl.
Remind me why you were
The
called
Duke,
here?
dude. I just looked her up.
I've screwed this up.
I might have some weaknesses, but I don't need your help to overcome them. And I'm simply not contemplating collaborating with anyone at this time. Do you understand?
Oh, it's crystal clear. You don't like people telling you what to do, and you do like giving the orders to everyone.
If I were the matron you speak of, I would have found an underling to search this place, and I would be sound asleep in my bed. I already have a work partner. I know my weaknesses. I don't doubt that your abilities will be of use to me. But I already have all that, thanks to my teammate.
Is there any chance you might tell me who he is?
No, I've already said too much. Consider yourself lucky I've even given you this much. It's extremely rare, believe me.
Come on, don't stop now that you've come this far.
She's working
you know
with
that
somebody
eventually I'll end
else.
up making you talk.
Well,
I
since
think
no
I know
one
who
can
it is.
resist you, let's see if you can guess who my partner is.
Yeah,
You're a
it's
gambler.
George Washington.
So, your partner is... Chances are,
You're working with a member of the Order.
The only members of the Order other than ourselves are your mother and Mr. Washington. The former has sadly gone missing. As for the latter, I knew nothing of his arrival. Incidentally, you must have noticed how inefficiently our Order communicates internationally.
Oh, I was wrong.
Your father. The force of youth combined with the wisdom of ancestors.
I never knew my father. And it'll be better for him if I never do find him.
Sorry.
I don't know who it is.
Figured out I was an orphan.
No, but please forgive me. I didn't know.
Right, time is short. You haven't convinced me. I prefer to remain discreet. Don't take it the wrong way. All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
It was
And
maybe
if
her
I
sister
reacted
then,
so
probably.
strongly at the sight of the cameo pendant, it's because I thought it belonged to her. But it doesn't.
I understand.
But it's not. It doesn't explain who she's working with, so it wasn't her sister. It's probably a man. Or a woman. It was like her mother or something. I don't know. It's not running out.
So, what do you think of our first adventure?
I must admit it has been fun by your side.
Same here.
Oh, she's been drinking too much again.
Louis, I need to talk to you right now.
Good evening, Elizabeth.
There's no chance Elizabeth Adam has
I'm begging
head
you,
tattoos
please
like
don't
that.
leave me alone.
If she did, then that's
I'll
impressive.
be waiting for you in your room, but don't be late.
Maybe it's not even tattoos. Maybe it's like a henna or whatever.
Je ne sais quoi between us.
Louis, we need to talk now. Otherwise, it'll be too late.
Looks like Elizabeth really needs me, but if I start talking to her, for sure Emily won't wait for me. What should I do?
Excuse me, Elizabeth, but some very urgent business has cropped up. We can speak tomorrow.
No, Louis, don't leave me alone. They've come back.
Good night, madam.
Well, well, Louis, you took your sweet time. What did our poor Elizabeth want?
The real question would be this. What exactly are you doing, Emily, in my room?
I've enjoyed our discussions very much, and I had hoped that we could continue them.
Emily? Have I misunderstood something here? What are you doing in my room?
And for a while now, the question has been nagging at me.
And that explains why I now find you here, in my bed. Go ahead. Ask me the question that's been burning at your lips.
I know your mother was here to meet someone, but I can't figure out who.
Oh, so that's what's been hiding behind all this.
We are both members of the Order.
Oh yeah, poor Elizabeth.
Let's try to be honest with each other. I have followed with great interest your affair in Paris, in connection with Mr. von Borchardt. You
I need to find
managed
out what she's
steal
got.
something
Emily's
from
got to
him,
say.
if I'm not mistaken.
Are you talking about the Book of All Mysteries? Al-Azif?
That's right, Louis. A valuable bit of plunder, isn't it?
Yeah. When we finally found it, we took it.
And where is the book right now?
Amazingly, it's right here. Mother took it with her when she came.
This is quite fascinating. But just what did Sarah expect to accomplish here?
My mother came here to find out who von Burchard planned on selling the book to.
And did she find out?
I have no idea,
She's got
but I
means they
think
can't
she
use
thought it would be
anything.
someone invited to Mortimer's next party.
You mean one of us here now?
That's what I think. It wouldn't be you, by any chance.
Unfortunately, no. I was planning to steal it myself. Thank you for all this information, Louis.
I knew
Right,
she was questioning
enough
me
chatting.
hard.
Come and join me instead.
Emily, don't take this the wrong way, but I really don't think this would be a good idea right now.
I see. You don't think it would do you some good to relax and clear your mind a bit?
That's a good point. But seriously, I'd rather we didn't.
I understand, Louis. I won't insist any further.
Thanks, Emily.
Get turned down, Emily. I'm here for the right reasons, not for you, Emily. She's already married to some friggin' duke, some guy that's pretty important, so I don't think it'd be a good idea to do that anyway. I was an open book, dude. I just had to spill my guts. There was no other choice I had. I don't have nothing to cure my effort points or nothing. I gave all my efforts.
Monsieur de Richet, at last we meet.
That's the old guy, Lord Mortimer. Yeah, we didn't get Emily's secret. Completely missed Emily's secret. I could have spent the night with Emily. That's what it says my alternate path was. Dodge the STI bullet. Yeah, really, eh? Back in the day. Using sheepskin. Sheepskin condom. Hey, I did it. Apparently that was the end. No, that's episode 1. Interesting. So I wonder if, obviously your skills continue on. You obviously don't restart for each episode, which is very interesting. It must be like some sort of progress thing. It's good so far, this game. I don't mind it. Choose a quest. I do have the next episode, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I have all of them. Or at least I can download them all. So it does save it. That's crazy. Do I actually need to download them all though? Oh, you don't have them all? Oh, well, that's cruel. Well, the game shit the bed for me there. I don't know if it's good enough to pay $7 for to continue. I thought it was all included. I think I could have swore it was all the included episodes.